and show your 20,000 posts per page, whatever, 2,000, 1,000, 200, whatever. And intentionally tell yourself this: when you see those subject lines in front of your face, tell yourself, I am going to skim read down slowly through these subject lines. I'm not going to read them. I'm just going to kind of glance down through them, and I'm going to intentionally give each one a moment, and I am going to not open it. I'm going to challenge myself to not open it because it isn't interesting. Guess what you're going to learn? You're going to find as you scroll down that a couple of them stand out for real, and you can't help it. You've got to click on one. Now, for those of you thinking there's hope then in Safe List, the answer is no, because we're talking about the first maybe 500 emails you get out of pages of thousands and thousands, which is the numbers you need to sell things. You need like maybe 100 or maybe 1,000 or whatever it is you're selling, people to see it before somebody can buy it. So the reality check is, when you go to Safe Lists and you scan through those subject lines and you're telling yourself, I will not open anything I see, and you read a subject line, say, I'm not going to open it. Read the next one, I'm not going to open it. You just kind of glance, you're quickly reading through them. When one of them stops you and you're like, I want to open it, try to scroll by it, you can't, you've got to go back up and open it. There you go. What about that subject line did the trick? How did that subject line make you open the bloody mail? And can you adapt, adopt, or model it? Can you emulate it? Can you use something from it? Do you see the way it was arranged? What words came first? What words came last? What words came in the middle? How long or short was it? Always in a subject line, you have to start with the most important words to the front, because everybody sees a different number of words in their subject line in their box. Absolutely vital to learn subject lines. And going through these is the best way, because the people who are submitting their ads to Safe Lists, first of all, they're real and they're trying hard and they're trying to get the message right. And they're trying a new subject line and trying a new subject line. They keep rethinking it. How do I make it better? How do I make it better? How do I make it better? And the Safe List owner would tell them, and when they say, no one's looked at my link, I got no sales, and the Safe List owner is going to tell them, your subject line must be boring. And you know how it is. You write it and it's exciting and you send it off. And then you keep thinking about it, and then you start to realize it's not so exciting because the novelty wears off. And then you start to see flaws in it, and you start to think, man, that's actually a very yucky subject line, so you write a much better one, send off again. When you have thousands of people doing it all in one place, and you get to see the fruits of their efforts as they rethink and rethink and rethink, and they will make so many sales if people were looking, just no one's looking. See the models? You can learn a great deal from watching real activity on behalf of real people. It will teach you people will do anything for this. They'll do anything for a peanut. They'll do anything to get someone to click on the subject line. People will work extremely hard to get better at this. And there are places where you can learn these pieces here and there. And you also know that it comes with this massive weight of all these people who are completely exasperated and tired, and they're trying their absolute best. And the only reason that the internet marketer doesn't scoop them all up and save them is because they're broke. Which is why they're in Safe Lists, because they're new. Right? Do you get it? It's important to understand the dynamics and how one thing affects another, affects another, affects another. Right? When the internet marketer says for newbie marketers only, hey, this is for you, then that's a way to dupe you. It's intentionally to get you caught up with something like this that doesn't work. What else? Guaranteed traffic, 5,000 to 10,000 visitors a month. Okay, you're going to pay these guys to send 5,000 to 10,000 visitors to your site this month? Bull. I'm going to tell you why. I would love to see that tool exist. We're going to guarantee 10,000 people will come to your website this month. You know how that would have to work? Everybody's walking down the street, and this invisible hand, I'm walking down the street, and this invisible hand reaches out from the sky and grabs me by the head, right? And it's going to drag me like a magnet to my computer and make me sit down and pull out my wallet, right? And it's going to twist me around on the sidewalk, and it's going to lead me to my house while I'm muttering to myself, get off of me, what are you doing? Let go. And then it's going to get me in my house and force me to go into my computer room and plop me down in front of my computer. I'm going to be saying, no! And that's going to get me to flip it open and visit your website. Damn it, your website, which I never heard of and never saw. And I don't know how in the world I would have been guaranteed to visit it when I never heard it, never saw it, never was looking, because I can look on Google. Why would I look anywhere else? I didn't need to join anyone's anything to preview the things that they were sending me. And they are obviously not checking what they're sending or caring or sending only quality stuff because they're pitching everyone. You know, we'll get 5 to 10,000 people to your website. We don't know what your website is. We don't know its quality or anything else. But we have lots of people who dumbly sit here and stare at their monitor waiting for us to dribble some information at them, regardless of the quality. And then when it gets me on your website, I'm screaming, no, no. Then it scrolls me over to your purchase page, and by now I'm screaming, let go, what are you doing? It's yanking my wallet out of my pocket, making me do it actually, making me whip out my credit card, and against my absolute will, over my dead body, it is forcing me to type in my credit card number and make the freaking payment. The market doesn't exist. There is no get 5,000 to 10,000 people to your website this month. There could be get 5,000 to 10,000 people to your website as long as there's no expiration date. Might be 2025. That's if they're still in business. That's if they didn't forget about you. And they probably will. Especially if all you do is pay them 27 bucks. Okay? It's not going to happen.